Hey everybody, it's Reckless. So, I want to apologize for the last couple of weeks of not getting a chance to be able to do any videos on the weekly updates. So, again, I apologize for that. Um, but there's a reason why I didn't actually do weekly updates, and it's pretty much simple. The last couple of weeks of weekly updates were just talking about what it is that Bungie wants to do in order to fix things instead of what they used to do, which was say what they were going to fix in the weekly update and fix it. So that's actually been going on for like the last couple of weeks, and it's actually started getting annoying. So I stopped doing videos until they actually did something. Now, everybody knows for the last couple of months, or probably since even Destiny's been out, everyone was complaining about vault space. Everyone was complaining about OP weapons. You know, everyone was complaining about pretty much whatever they can think of. And then they started to slowly fixing things one by one. You know, starting with the minor bug fixes. And then after the bug fixes, they started doing with the OP weapons. And then finally, they start talking about the vault space. Now, I understand it's not easy to change code, and I'm actually trying to get into the IT field myself. And something as highly, I don't want to say recommended, but highly requested by all the people who play your game, that should probably be your priority. Just saying. So real quick, let's get into what they're going to do with update 1.1.2, which is addressing the vault space increase. So this is pretty much what everyone's vault looks like. Not exactly, obviously, because we don't have the same things, except for the layout is the same. We all are allowed to hold 20 armor pieces, 20 weapons, and 20 general items in the vault. As you can see for my weapons, a lot of them, well, actually the whole thing is full, even with 2 engrams. However, I also have other exotics that are actually on my other characters. And obviously, we need more vault space. And so, what they actually plan on implementing is this. As you can see, there's a lot of exotics in this picture. Unfortunately, no, you will not be getting all these exotics when this update comes out. This is actually a picture that I took off of the Bungie website itself. The armor goes up from 20 items to hold to 24. The weapons go up from 20 weapons to hold up to 36. And the general items go up from 20 to 24. Now, even though the armor and the general items didn't really go up as much, they only went up 4 slots, that is still a good number for those items to go up. As for the weapons, having that drastic change of plus 16, that definitely is going to make a lot of people happy. I know I'm going to be happy. There's definitely a lot more space to put more weapons in there. But I actually see it as a good thing, not only for more weapon space, but for those people who actually like collecting things. Like, for instance, armor, weapons, and items that you pretty much will never use. A good example of an item or weapon you'll never use, the No Land Beyond. I'm sorry, that thing's gonna sit in my vault forever, even if they do buff it. It's just gonna sit there, because I really feel like it's useless. But as for the rest of the updates that have been going on for the past couple of weeks, apparently Wednesday, April 1st, Bungie released something called Inferno Clash, and that was from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. But if you ask me, I see that as being extremely unfair to everybody on the East Coast, because 7:30 p.m. is 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and a lot of people need to go to work, especially given that it was the middle of the week, you know, being a Wednesday. Hump day! But so I really think they should have thought that out more. I understand, April 1st, April Fool's Day, whoop-de-doo, you know. But I really think they should have thought that out a lot better. Like maybe do it on a Friday instead of doing it on a Wednesday. That way more people can get involved instead of just a selected few that are able to get on around that certain time. So Inferno Clash is pretty much similar to what they did last month with Inferno Control. You get a certain amount of targets that you have to beat, and if you beat them, then you get an emblem. In the case of Inferno Clash, the emblem that you see on the screen is what people actually got for beating those 4 people as the primary targets. And given that it's called Inferno Clash or Inferno Control or Inferno anything, the emblems that are given pretty much don't resemble any type of Inferno, fire, solar, or anything of the sort. So I don't know why they wouldn't implement that with the actual type of game mode. However, the prerequisites of this type of match isn't as easy as you think. In order to actually beat these people, who are apparently extremely good at the game, there's several things that in the match that actually apply. For instance, there's no tracker, which means players have no radar on the top left of the corner of their HUD. Bungie also posted a note saying that you should check your corners, and they actually stressed it, saying please check your corners, which makes me believe that there were people either hiding in a corner with a shotgun or waiting for you to come through a door. Now, Bungie also implemented a simplified scoring where they removed as many scoring events as possible, and also the mode was solely about getting kills. However, assists are good for, team play, but they didn't give you any points for getting assists. Now, also in these matches, they definitely had less heavy ammo, and apparently there was only one set of heavy ammo every match. And that set of heavy ammo was one set per, I guess you could say, drop. So when they said heavy ammo inbound and it has at least 3 locations to where it drops, once it had dropped those 3 locations, that's it for the match. You won't get any more heavy ammo for the rest of the match. And the last thing Bungie actually stressed was communication. They definitely wanted you to communicate with whoever you were playing with, whether it be in your own fire team or if you were doing a matchmaking and using their little voice chat. Now, in this week's weekly update, they did exactly what a lot of us don't like. Pretty much talk about what they need to fix, but don't actually fix it. But anyways, the weekly update that they put for April 2nd, 2015, pretty much states raid fixes where they were going to fix things where Atheon and Crota didn't cooperate. There's a reason for that silence. And it's like, you shouldn't be saying Atheon anymore. Anything that was done with Atheon should have been fixed a long time ago. Like, how long has, the Crota's End raid been out? At least by the 3rd week, almost all of the fixes for Atheon should have been done. But unfortunately, they weren't. Now, on to my last bit of notes. Apparently Bungie is going to be punishing quitters. And what I mean by that is people who stay idle in strikes and pretty much in PvP, and also pretty much don't do anything, at all in strikes or PvP, and make the other people do all the work. So what Bungie actually implemented is they're going to start restricting players from matchmaking. That way they don't just show up and they just stay idle, or they don't do anything at all. And so far, from what the update actually says, they've already been doing this, at least as of this update. Now that restriction is a temporary restriction unless that player continues to remain idle and not play in the actual game mode. And if that does continue, then Bungie will implement this restriction as a permanent restriction and not just a temporary. So if you know you're going to be away for a while, you're probably more and most better off leaving the game and then joining back with your friends or playing the game again when you actually are getting back to the game. So for my last bit of news, and it's probably the most important bit of news, is the House of Wolves. And when is it coming out? You want to know? Well, I can't tell you because Bungie still hasn't released that, and it's still in the to be determined category. So a lot of people are speculating that House of Wolves will be coming out sometime late April, maybe sometime in May, but most likely I would say it comes out in May. Don't quote me on that. I'm not getting in this information from anyone specific. I'm just saying it might come out in May, possibility late April, but we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys think about the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch and Facebook. And if you guys can please help me out a little bit. And if you have friends, family members who actually play Destiny, help get the word out. You know, I'm trying to get as many subscribers out as I can to make my channel bigger. So if there's anything else that I can actually do to help you guys out with certain types of videos, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do what I can so that can happen. So, this is Reckless, and I'll see you guys later.